I want to take a minute just to thank all my subscribers, viewers, members. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do this, and I appreciate you every day. So thank you. Today I have the pleasure of giving you guys a video of another sovereign citizen getting decimated in court by the judge. Do they think this stuff really works? Have they ever watched a video where it actually works? Because I'd love to know. But I hope you enjoy it. Let's go.
People of the state of Michigan versus Jason Smith, 237458 ST. Good afternoon, Mr. Smith. You may have a seat at the table here. Mr. Smith appears today in person. He is not represented by counsel. People of the state of Michigan appear today by Chief Assistant Prosecutor Kristen Cass and Assistant Prosecutor Emily Gunville. In regard to the matter, Mr. Smith is representing himself at this point in time. We're set for a pretrial conference today. In the interim time, a motion has been filed. We also have a jury trial pending on October the 6th. Concerning the matter then, did you get a copy of Mr. Smith's motion?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Somehow I knew from the start that this was going to be the sovereign citizen's motion hearing. I can only imagine. He's probably asking them to dismiss it. Let's find out.
In regard to the matter, I think we'll handle the motion first, and then we'll move on, depending on the outcome, to the pretrial. So, sir, how do you identify yourself?
How do I identify myself?
How do you want me to, how do you want me to call you? What do you want me to call you? Mr. Smith, is that all right with you?
Sure.
All right. You may call me Judge Lacoste. In regard to the matter then, Mr. Smith, we're here today on your, well, I see an affidavit here and I'm reading it. It says here, Jason Smith was not committing any crimes or breaking any, what word is that? Actual laws? Is that what you were saying? Actual laws, as he was traveling from point A to B, not engaged in commerce in his own property, lack of jurisdiction under the Constitution, and you have it notarized.
That's awesome. He hit everything. This should be good.
So I have a preconceived notion about what you're trying to argue here, but you're going to need to put your argument on the record, okay, in support of your written document here today, if you would kindly. And you see that black thing in front of you, that little box?
Yeah.
That's not an amplifier, sir. It's just a recording box. So please keep your voice up. But this is your opportunity to explain to me your motion and what you're arguing in support of your motion. And then when you're done, Ms. Cass is going to have a chance to respond, okay?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, Your Honor, I've obviously been in some trouble in the past.
And wait, before we do that, I guess I want to ask you clearly before we get started again today. Do you wish to proceed without an attorney today?
Yes.
Has anybody promised you anything in order to get you to give up your right to a lawyer today?
No.
Has anybody forced you or coerced you in any way to get you to give up your right to a lawyer today?
No.
Anybody tell you the courts would be more lenient with you if you gave up your right to a lawyer today?
No.
Are you giving up your right to a lawyer today, freely, voluntarily, and understandingly?
Yes.
All right, then. Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead again, please.
I just realized something. He's giving up a right. Don't they always say all rights reserved? And they don't give up any of their rights. So why is he defending himself? Oh, that's because the lawyers won't do what he wants them to do because it's not legal. Okay, got it. Let's listen.
Well, I was traveling home from work. I believe that I was.
Let me stop you for a second. Okay. My impression, and I don't want you to say here anything that's incriminating in your case at this point, right? what my impression of what you're arguing here, I thought you were arguing that you were a sovereign citizen and not subject to the laws of the state. Is that what you're trying to argue or not?
I'm not trying to argue.
I mean, I don't mean argue by argue. I mean, are you trying to bring up a legal issue and take a position?
Well, I guess I was traveling in my property and I feel pulled over for no apparent reason.
I see. Okay. So this is, okay. Did you think it was a sovereign citizen or?
No, I met with Mr. Smith, spoken to him several times. He says it's an issue of commerce, is what he's told me.
Okay, because I don't have anything in my file other than what the complaint says. I don't have the police report, for example. I don't have anything like that. So,
Well,
go ahead. You tell me what you're arguing, then I was off base based on your motion.
Even in the police report, Your Honor, he notes traveling. Okay, I've tried to get, I guess, what would everybody think is a regular driver's license, and I don't know which way to go anymore.
Mhm.
To do it like everybody thinks that you're supposed to do it, apparently.
That you want.
I guess.
Why don't you want to have a lawyer on this case?
Well, just because I don't feel like I need one. I don't feel like I was doing anything wrong. I wasn't breaking any laws. I didn't commit any crimes. I was.
Have you applied to see if you qualified for a free one?
For a free one?
Free lawyer?
No. Like I said, I don't feel like I need one. I didn't commit any crimes.
All right. Well, we can do one of the several things here today, and this is for your consideration. We can run this. Like I said, I really don't know what you're arguing at this point, and we can go further and determine where this is going to lead. But by the sounds of things, this sounds like there might be some potential legal issue that would be assisted by legal counsel. Ms. Cass?
Potentially, he hasn't cited any legal authority yet, so.
Okay. So a lawyer can maybe help you here. They have Michigan Indigent Defense Commission has an application. You can make application. Ms. Bashik would make a determination about whether you financially qualify for the assignment of counsel. They might be able to help you with some law to support your argument or help you move in a direction where you can get your driving privileges back if that's the issue. But I guess, if you want to do that, I happen to see Ms. Mashik in the back of the courtroom. You could fill out the application right now. I'll take a little recess and we'll see where you go with that. It can't hurt anything. You can always dismiss them later at a later time, Mr. Smith, but why not see if it's free, if someone can give you a little bit of assistance, because this is a complicated issue. It's not something you just come into court and sling from your hip. You have to have some legal authority and support. It's not going to be something that I believe is going to be resolved today because you haven't cited any legal authority, and that's one of the court rules. You have to point out the legal law that you are relying on in support of your motion. It's part of Michigan court rules.
Well, it's the Fourth Amendment, Your Honor.
Well, it's a little bit more than just coming in here and saying it's a Fourth Amendment, okay? So this is what I'm getting at. You don't get to just say, well, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not going to comply with the rules. There are rules. Do you want to see if you qualify for a lawyer?
Sure.
All right. We'll take a recess in your case for now. I think it's a good idea. Go fill out the paperwork. Ms. Mashik, do you have an application back there for him?
Your Honor, I guess I would just want to make sure, though, if he does qualify, that the court does not assess any fees at sentencing. As the court has indicated, it would be free.
I understand that. So bottom line is, let's see what happens here with that. And yeah. See if you qualify. I don't know what his financial situation is at all. You can have a seat in the back of the, somewhere back behind the bar if you would, please.